We look at our history of people of color who are here and the things that we have gone through. We've made it because of our communication. And I always like to leave this story with people because sometimes what you hear is not really what is being said. We've gotten by using codes a lot of times. And if you think all the way back, before Martin Luther King, there was Harriet Tubman. And she freed a lot of people through the Underground Railroad. So they had to get their messages through. And the one person that could usually do that to the rest of the people, right in front of Old Master and everybody else, they were allowed to have a church service. And sometimes the preacher would get his message across that Harriet was coming or somebody was coming and how to get ready. And he would do that by using code. Now I want to use one of those code stories now. I'm the interactive storyteller. You have to participate with me. When I tell stories, everybody tells stories. Okay. So I'm going to be the preacher. And we have what we call call and response, where you say everything that I say, and you say it the way that I say it. But while you're saying it, I want you to be thinking about what this whole little poem might mean. Okay, now get your preacher clothes on then. Get your preacher voice on. All right, and in front of the congregation, I'm gonna say, John the Rabbit.
John the Rabbit.
Come on, you gotta be better than that. John the Rabbit.
John the Rabbit
Had a mighty bad habit.
had a mighty bad habit.
Robbed my garden.
Robbed my garden.
Steal all my cabbage.
Stole all my cabbage.
My long string beans.
My long string beans.
My collard greens.
My collard greens.
My ripe tomatoes.
My ripe tomatoes.
My sweet potatoes.
My sweet potatoes.
If I live
If I live
to see the fall,
to see the fall,
I might not have
I might not have
no garden at all.
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 Now, what do you think he was preaching about? Who was John the Rabbit? Who was he talking about? You already know, you can't tell.
I do too, MLK. I can't tell either.
Who do you think John the Rabbit was?
The overseer?
Overseer, the old master, whatever. He coming around there stealing stuff, you know? But what he was stealing was not really garden stuff. Because, I mean, your family, everybody is a gardener, you have a garden. But he was stealing his long string beans. Who would his long string beans be?
Children.
Who?
The man.
The men. She's smart. Yeah. Tall men, workers, stealing them. And the cabbage, you know, who would that be?
No.
The wives?
The babies.
No,
No.
because even today, you know, we call valuables cabbage.
Money?
Our collard greens, cabbage, you know,
Crops?
the
Cotton?
crops.
Well,
The
the-
crops, but go ahead, tell 'em.
The cabbage was the mothers, the women who could take care of people.
Valuable, you know, and the collard greens would be the older women who kept people well. You know, collard greens was really popular. You drink that pot liquor, and
Yes.
it was medicine, everything, you know. And when they said the ripe tomatoes, who would they be? Ripe tomatoes.
Not
The
necessarily.
young girls that can have children.
Oh, yes. Yeah, people used to think that, you know, the mammies, they picture them as the ones that were nursing those babies and everything. That wasn't that no milk. It was them young girls. Because they could have more babies, and the more slaves they had, the richer they were, you know. So that's the ripe tomatoes, 14 years old, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to talk about my sweet potatoes.
Those are the babies.
Those are the babies. Because they didn't, they already had the babies and they ready-made slaves right on, they could have them for a lifetime. So he was warning them, if I live to see next fall, I might not have no garden at all. So he was telling them before next fall, Underground Railroad, gotta get it out before he sells all of you. They plan to sell them in the fall. So he was warning them. Old Master's right there, didn't even know what he was talking about. So we have a lot of that in our history. And with Martin Luther King, he did a lot of speeches. Like in my sister's story, she was talking about going to the mountaintop, where was he going? And, he's not going to see it, Grandma. But we have a lot of codes and code songs that were popular and strengthened us. Now I said I'm an interactive storyteller, so I would like for us to do a couple of those songs. Now tighten my guitar in a hurry, so you might have to sing loud because I tighten it high.
She's trying, has no voices.
I'll do my best, but you gotta sing loud, okay?
As an alto,
She's gonna make us all mezzo soprano.
yeah, there you go.
Find a key. One glad morning when this life is over, I will fly away to a land where troubles always get. I will fly away. Oh Lordy, I will fly away. Oh yes, I will fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, singing, I will fly away. This little light mine. I know you know this one, right? This little light mine. I'm gonna let it shine. I said, this little light of mine.